Hello students, your instructor here, John Mandiola with another screencast. This one about masking in Illustrator. A little bit different process than in Photoshop. So I have here an image of fire, which is really cool, that I got from cgtextures.com. Love that website. And I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to try to mask into a shape. Imagine this is any shape. And then I'm going to mask it into a piece of text. So we'll start out with a shape. So it's very important that I have this selected, and I'm going to arrange it and send it to the back. So it should be behind whatever I want to mask it into. Again, the opposite of Photoshop. Take this shape here and I'll just position it, let's say right around there is a good amount of fire. And I need to have both these selected, so I'll select this, hold shift, and then select this as well. I need those two and only those two things selected. And again, it's very important that the shape is on top. Then I will go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. That masks it in there. Just as you hoped it would. Now, a few things that are important to remember. If I move this around, it moves everything with it. So the image and the box moves with it. I'll undo all those steps. Other things, if I want to keep the box still, but I want to move the fire image around so a different part of the image is shown, I'll click my white arrow, hover over this, and then click on this. This allows me to move the image itself. I know I'm on the image because I can see up here in my control panel that the image is selected. Now I can move the image around like this, let's say, so I can see just different parts of the fire, like that. So that's how I would do that. Let's say that's what I want right there. Other thing that's important, if I click off now, stay with the white arrow, and I click on right on the edge or on the path of that shape, it highlights and I get the anchor points, and I can manipulate these anchor points however I want, maybe that way to make a perfect triangle or what have you. So now I have this kind of compass arrow shape, and if I want to move the arrow around, the fire around in there, this is the kind of shape I get. So that's how you can mask in Illustrator. If I go to make a copy of this, I'll zoom out, black arrow, and I just make an alt copy of that. I've copied not only the shape, but the whole image as well. So the image is actually in there twice now. There's that one, and there's the original one. So the image goes over and over and over again. So if you don't want your file size to beef up too much, you're going to want to not embed the image like I did, but you're going to want to just keep it linked. So that's how you do it with that. I'm going to back up a number of steps here as we can start over with the word. Alright, here we are back at the beginning, and I want to start with the word. Zoom in a little bit. So I'm just going to take this word, bring it up and position it where I want to. Let's say right around there. I'll even make it a little bit smaller. Let's get more of that bright fire. That looks good right there. And then I'm going to select this, hold shift, and select the image as well. They're both selected, and only those two things are selected. Object, clipping mask, make. And now again I can see that the fire is now masked inside of the text. And I can move this text around wherever I want to, and it will expose different parts of the image. Or conversely, I could move the image. Now to move the image while I have it in a word is a little bit harder because it doesn't just kind of appear as I hover over it. So what I could do for that is go to View, Outline. That allows me to select this. Never mind, no it doesn't. So we'll just forget that. What is nice though, is I move this around, I can change the typeface. This is still fully editable. I can change the spelling. So instead of masking, maybe it says, I don't know, math. And I can also change the font to something like Bodoni. So that's a nice thing when you're masking imagery into text in Illustrator. So it's fully editable. Now the last little thing is you can actually mask anything into almost anything else in Illustrator. It doesn't have to be photo based. It can just be object based, object to object or object to text. So I'll show you a quick example of that. Let me just rearrange the board here real quick. Alright, so here we are. I have a group of small squares here, and I have the shape here. I can just take this shape and align it over that wherever I want to. Select both of them, object, clipping mask, make. And again, whatever was behind it gets masked into the thing up top of it. I can click on this and move this around and have different parts of it show through. That is masking in Illustrator.